We have been working with different companies to build robotic solution for them. And there are some common mistakes I have seen decision makers of the company doing. I will try to make sure that you don't make such mistakes when you are thinking of a robotics integration into your current system. So there are 4 categories that you have to look forward to, starting with the first problem, which is buying a robot. Buying a robot. This is something that whenever a company owner in our experience looked at a robot, they thought of a simulation, they thought of a solution, and they thought, we need to buy this robot. It will do the work. So let me give you an example of an owner who thought to automate the process of shelf item management. This is a very interesting thing and very day-to-day task required. But the problem was, they bought the robot first before understanding much of the details for store. So they were thinking of having a robot, building a robotic software inside of it, and in any store, if you put that robot, it's going to work. It's going to find out shelf and count the items inside of it. And if there is an empty shelf, then ERP system is going to be updated about this as an alert. The problem was, they did not have the problem for their own store. They did not experience it, and the product was just an MVP and it did not went into production. Coming to the important part, the problem we faced was a robot was bought. Main issue, the robot was incapable of doing the computation required. There was a point cloud processing required, there was computer vision required, auto docking, navigation, and the robot was able to load a lot of weight, although the robot was not actually meant to do that. For the quick development, they bought the robot, not specifically designed for the application, and computational power was low, and they thought that we will just build an MVP and do the thing, but never went into the production, although MVP was built with a lot of limitations. Coming to the second part, and that is calculating face values. A lot of people think it in terms of just the face value, that this is my worker's wage, $5,000. Robot is costing us $50,000. So if the robot can do for 10 months the same thing as this worker can do, then obviously it's a good return on investment and the robot is going to be sort of free to us in coming months after the 10 months. But they don't calculate the actual costs. First of all, the cost of developing autonomous software, cost of maintaining the mechanical machine, because it's a mechanical machine and it has to run continuously, the cost of operator that has to look the robot and maintain things. So these were the costs that company owners have to calculate before getting into robotic automation. To our clients, what we recommend is to find out a process in their current applications or solutions, warehouse or anywhere which they are currently doing through an employee, and they want to increase the productivity, increase the output. Take an example of palletizing. It's a very common robotic arm solution, and they market it in a way that 20 boxes per minute to be palletized. Now, what is palletizing? Putting boxes in a specific order and so that they can be dispatched to certain locations. Now, robotic arms can do that. Human doing it and robot doing it requires small changes inside of the arrangement of the things, how the boxes are coming, but the output has to make a difference. If a human is outputting 10 boxes, robotic arm has to produce 20 boxes. So then we can justify the ROI, and there are a lot of other constraints that can be looked into. The third important mistake by company owners is hiring a robotics person. So when it's first time robotic solution installment, the company owners mostly think that one person or two person can solve the thing. But a robot is an electrical thing, it's a hardware, physical thing, mechanical engineering, mechatronics engineering, then software development, and then optimizing, then cloud service, and then operator. So these all tasks are required in one complete solution. And in most of the cases, what happens, you buy a robot, you need to look into the places where the robot can move, and a physical person is required there if robotics development is done remotely, as in our case. So it's not just one person, two person, three person doing all of the things. Different capabilities, different expertise are required to produce a good robotics development output. The fourth part is simulation and integration. Now, before getting into buying a robot, before getting into calculating ROIs at a larger scale, you have to find out how the system is going to work. after the robot and before the robot. In simulation, we can easily do that. We simulate the current process, we then simulate that process with the robot. This is going to be done after you install the robot. What type of robot you need? You need a 6 degrees of freedom or you need a 7 degrees of freedom. In medical applications, 7 degrees of freedom and more is required because of RCM point. In industrial applications, 6 degrees of freedom is enough. So simulation, before buying the robot, before doing everything, simulation is the most decision making point that has to be done. And when we think of a solution, we build simulations first so that we can see this was your scenario and this is how it's going to be automated. Is it going to generate ROI or not? That's what has to be discussed, designed and developed. The software of simulation, because it's also going to be doing the kinematics, take an example of robotic arm and all the autonomous software side, then writing the software for the real robot should be not a problem. That's what the expertise of software development comes in. But main important part is integration requires good quality software, a software that is well tested and has proper interfaces for integration. Simulation is going to tell us this is the robot, this is what it does, and if need to add extra sensors, where we can add it. In simulation, we can find out. So these are the things that company owners have to look into before finding out that the robot can do everything. One single person can do everything. If I buy a robot, all of our problems can be solved. As we are developing autonomous software for different companies for a very long time, if you have an MVP, you have an idea that a robot can do this benefit to your system, then reach out to us. Let's discuss and find out if we can help you out.